Welcome to Frames of the Written Word, a literary program that focuses on writers, books, scholars of literature, and publishers. Can you introduce yourself, Dr.?
Yeah, thank you. My name is Dr. Ndonye. I'm head of department mass communication, Kabarak University. I am my first degree, actually, the reason why we are here was in literature major at Egerton University, and then I proceeded to pursue mass communication, and then communication and media later. Yeah, that is what I am.
Yeah. Can you tell us, maybe those students who study Bachelor of Education at university, the purpose is to become teachers, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you think they are adequately, conversant with the English grammar and literature in general?
Okay, I think some few years ago, the Commission for University Education, there was this debate in Kenya that the students in the schools of education in this country should first be given a general Bachelor of Arts degree or Bachelor of Science degree, and then they after that proceed to do a postgraduate diploma in education, where now they are taught those other things as to how to teach this and that. But so I think the reason why the Ministry of Education and the Commission for University Education and other stakeholders were feeling that that was an important step is because maybe they had already realized that when those teachers now come to study at a higher level, there is something that they are missing. And one of the arguments is that these students at the university, they spend almost a half of their time learning other things other than the content of the subjects that they will be teaching at the secondary schools. So I think they are still, you cannot compare a person who has done, for example, Bachelor of Arts, Literature and English with a person who did Bachelor of Education, Arts in Literature and English. One will have done a lot of side things which may not contribute much to the knowledge of literature and English. And the other one will have concentrated much of their 4 years doing more subject and dealing with much of the content in English and literature. So I think they may not be as well equipped as if they were to start with a Bachelor of Arts General or Science General.
Maybe you have been a student in secondary school and also university. What did you learn, maybe? How was your grasp of literature and English language at secondary level?
Okay, at the secondary level it was okay, because at that level you are taught many things, and what you are taught there is at basic level. Remember, the reason why we are talking about, and I think that is why you asked your first question.
Yes.
The equipping is not for the student. The equipping is for the teacher when they advance. So this particular teacher is well equipped, yes, to teach at a high school level. But when they decide to advance now to a higher level, now it becomes a challenge to them because they are required to have more content. So my experience is that I got everything that I wanted. It was at the best level at that particular point. But now when I advanced at the university level, I could tell the difference between a lecturer who was formerly a teacher, high school teacher and then advanced, and another lecturer who actually did BA General and then advanced to master's level and come to teach at the university. They are different at that particular level.
So when you joined the university, what were you taught in terms of English language? There are things like syntax, I understand, semantics. What do they mean to a layman outside there, those terms?
Okay, those are, because now at the university is the languages.
Yes.
Actually, they don't have the English thing. Okay. What they have is linguistics.
Okay.
And linguistics, there are many languages and aspects of languages that you study. And linguistics, you are not studying the basic things like, for example, the spellings and all those things. You are learning the structure. They are talking about semantics, which is actually the issue of the meaning. Okay. And also now the semantics, the syntax, those are the structures of language, any language.
Okay.
So it becomes now not English,
grammar,
but more of linguistics. which is now the standard of languages, irrespective of whatever language you are talking, whether it is English, but of course Kenya, English being part of our national language and part of our widely used language. We use language to study. We use English to study linguistics. So you realize it is a bit deeper when you come at the university, not as it was at the high school.
So meaning a writer with basic knowledge of English grammar that you studied in primary and secondary, is enough to make you a writer.
Actually, you don't need. I don't think you need a university degree to be a good writer.
Okay.
And actually, of course, a bachelor's degree is enough, and to be just a good person in writing, because writing is communicative.
Yes.
So you are writing for expression purposes. You are not writing for other things like they do in linguistics, where they analyze the language structures, they try to analyze the themes and many other things.
Yeah.
So basic English is enough
yeah.
for writing. And remember, we think through language. So you may not even require English to write.
Very good.
That
because in oral literature, people tell stories and they had not gone to school.
Yeah, you can tell in any language.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't need English to be a writer.
And a good example is Doris Lessing in South Africa, who never went to university or anything.
They never went to school.
A literary prize, Nobel, to be said.
Exactly, and you remember previously I mentioned the likes of Amos Tutuola, who used to write in very broken language.
And John Kiriamiti.
John Kiriamiti, who was just another hustler there.
Yeah.
And so what you need is that your first language is important, and your ability to articulate the first language and understanding of oral literature and the stylistic devices that you can use to express literature as art.
So elements of style
exactly
can assist a writer.
Yeah.
Okay. What about grasp of English vocabulary, of the language you are using? Is it important?
No.
An expression?
In literature, actually, I think it has been a misconception.
Okay.
Misconception that you need English to write.
Okay.
Because English is not the most spoken language in the world.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you go to China, they write, they do write. And they write in Chinese. In Japanese, they do their things in Japan.
Even German.
In their languages, which are many.
French.
And even Germany, French. There are many other, like Spanish. There are many other languages.
So it's a misconception that you can only write in English.
It is a misconception, and I think Ngugi wa Thiong'o has done very well in trying to deconstruct that kind of an ideology.
Yeah.
I think he has been since 1986. I think that is the time he published his book, Decolonizing the Mind. And then after that, he changed his name from James Ngugi to now Ngugi wa Thiong'o. And then he started writing in Kikuyu. And even I think his latest book, I don't know whether it is 2018 or 20, the latest book that he has written, he just is writing in Kikuyu, but it translates also later in language. You see, now that is in English language. That is to reverse the process which was there, where writers would write in English and then translate in our languages. So Ngugi wa Thiong'o has decided, okay, I can write in Kikuyu,
my mother tongue,
and then translate
for the international audience.
Yeah, and if you read his books, the Matigari, the Saitani Mudharavaini, and of course those texts, you realize he actually translates and writes it very clearly. That is, this is translated from Kikuyu to English, not the other way around. So we can write in our languages, and I think that is where we are going. The other day we celebrated the
mother's language.
The mother's language. And what is coming out is that we need to go back to writing in our languages. So English is not a prerequisite.
You have been listening to Frames of the Written Word. Make sure to follow this series of literary discourse by subscribing on my YouTube channel. I was your host and producer, Sospeter Muigai. Until next time, it's goodbye for now.